All right, welcome back. Turn 2, action cycle 2. We have 1 action point per theater. Confederates have initiative. As far as the Trans-Mississippi Theater goes, that one's pretty obvious and quick to deal with, so we're going to activate Albert Sidney Johnston and move him up 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Johnson's invasion of Missouri begins. Confederates, the Western Theater, there's really not much to do. We'll just activate that SP south of Nashville to consolidate them. So now just flip that over. So now they have 2 in Nashville. All right, in the East, pretty much the big specs are where they want to be as far as defensive positions go. So I'm going to activate Stewart up here in West Virginia to rally the stack. Doesn't affect him on the defense, but if he wants to be mobile and attack somebody. Well, hold on a second. Let me come back and think about that. All right, that's what we're going to do. 1 SP plus Stewart, a militia, and an entrenchment. So what we can do, Stewart has 7 points of movement and 1 SP, and he's going to try to be annoying to the Federals. So he's going to leave the militia to man the entrenchments here in Grafton. And he is going to attempt to squirt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into Charleston. Now, because Stewart was demoralized and he left, the remaining stacks also have the demoralized marker. But what the Federals are going to try to do is they have 2 SP and Burnside, and they are going to attempt to intercept Stewart in Philippi to prevent his movement through the lines. So an interception roll, and what will happen is if that does happen, then it will cause a battle in Philippi. Basically, Burnside will have been able to cut off the Confederates. So what Burnside has to do is he has to roll 2d6 and he gets a +1 because that is his defensive modifier. And he needs to get a 9 or better in order to intercept the Confederates at Philippi. Oh my lord, he got it. 6 + 2 is 8, +1 for the defensive value is 9. So Burnside is successful in shifting to Philippi, and Stewart is intercepted trying to cross the bridge at Philippi. All right, looking at the combat chart, Federals have 2. They get a +1 to their die roll because of Burnside's defensive bonus. Burnside's defensive bonus, they belong here. Confederates have 1 SP. They get a +2 for Stewart's attack bonus, but they get a -2 because Stewart is demoralized. So it's just going to be a straight die roll for Stewart. Ooh, 5. Federals get 5 +1 goes to a 6, and the Confederates have a 3. So 5 +1 goes to 6, so the Confederates will lose 1, and then the Confederates, they cause no casualties. So that's actually catastrophic for the Confederates. Because Stewart is alone with no SPs and he was defeated, he becomes displaced. So he's removed, he is not dead or anything like that. He is displaced and he'll come back after 2 turns. And also, the other thing is the militia is not subject to demoralization, so they don't actually have that there. So Stewart is placed in the displaced units box for the Confederates, and he's placed upside down to denote, because he's a cavalry leader, it takes 2 reinforcement phases for him to come back onto the board. So basically he is out of the war, at least until probably 62, beginning of 62. All right. That is all 3 Confederate action points. Now we'll move on to the Union action points. All right. Turn 2 actions cycle to Union turn. Real quick, I did forget. At the end of the Confederate players' phase, the fortress is complete, which in turn replaces the entrenchments that are there. All right, Union turn. Well, I think first things first, Fremont is going to activate 1, 2, 3, move into Greenville with 5 SP, reassert their claim there. All right, in the east, this one we are going to take Burnside to attack the militia unit there in Grafton. Union's attacking with 2 SP. They get a -2 due to the demoralization, but a +1 to Burnside's attack bonus. So it's going to be 1d6 -1 on that column. The militia is on the 0 column, but they do have entrenchments, so it'll be a +2 to that die roll. Does the Union finally gain control in West Virginia? That's going to be a no. So the Confederates roll a 6, the Federals roll a 1. The Confederates get that +2, so that puts them at an 8. So the Federals lose 1. Confederates lose nothing. So the Confederates maintain control in West Virginia. All right, this is really bad for the Union, because if a demoralized force becomes demoralized again, which it lost a battle and would therefore become demoralized again, it loses 1 additional SP. So this SP goes away. That is the remaining SP in that stack, and because Burnside was the loser and he has no more SPs, he becomes displaced. The Federals are not having a good time in West Virginia. No. All right, so with that, there is one extra action point in the west. And what we're going to do then is activate this SP here. Get this guy in to Clarksburg. Well, that's a little bit of an unfortunate outcome for the Union, having a little trouble making headway there in West Virginia. But that's the end of the action phase 2, so now we're going to roll into action phase 3. Roll a d6 to see what we get. Okay. Confederates have initiative in action cycle 3. Move to action cycle 3, and we have a dice differential of 4. And as we've seen before, that on Richmond, that's going to force the Federals to have to make an attack into Virginia proper. As things stand right now, we're looking at attacking Manassas again for a second battle of Manassas, or attacking out of Harper's Ferry. So I guess we'll wait and see how that one turns out. All right. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. All right, this is the third time I tried to record this damn video. This doesn't work this time. You guys are getting a crappy video. All right, so I tried to record the Confederate portion of turn 2 action phase 3, and I forgot to actually record it. So I'm just going to give you an overview of what happened. One action point was spent on Albert Sidney Johnston to activate and attack Fremont in southern Missouri. The result of the battle ended up being a tie with one SP loss on both sides. Since they were not, neither one of them were in full command, it ends up being a demoralization on both armies. 3 remaining action points, the Confederates didn't want to do any activity anywhere else, so they put the 3 remaining points into training. Confederate training points are now up to 4. They only need 3 more before they can raise another SP. All right, that's the end of the turn. That's a quick overview of what I did. Off to the Federals. All right, I don't know what happened this turn with me and recording, but I have not been recording. I've been recording after I've finished talking, so I basically waste a whole bunch of time. Happened with the Federal turn again. So I'm just gonna review what happened at the end of turn 2. Basically, it was all Eastern Theater stuff. McClellan attacked Beauregard and Manassas. McClellan won. They each lost 1 casualty. Beauregard retreated to Fredericksburg. And then in West Virginia, the Grafton was captured and has come under federal control. And the final point was spent bringing this guy up to help support into Grafton. That was the end of the turn. Federals have 4 victory points. It does not trigger automatic victory. Demoralization occurred, removal occurred, and West Virginia is now federal controlled. All right, that's the end of turn 2. Hopefully I'll do a better job next time and actually recording this stuff. All right, thanks, bye.